This here is issue number 1 of the Power Rangers Drakkon New Dawn comic by Boom Studios. This follows on from the Ranger Slayer one-shot and of course the Road to Ranger Slayer free comic book day special. Former Ranger Slayer Kimberly has taken the throne with Drakkon assumed dead. And just because Kimberly's taken the throne doesn't mean she has it easy. 2 humans were fighting and one lost an eye. Finster Vive asks her if she wants to impose harsh punishment. Kimberly instead wants to know exactly what happened. Basically, one of the guys, Brett, jumped on the sentry, Adam. So, this is Adam, and he was under Drakkon. Scorpina thinks killing Brett would be suitable punishment, but Kimberly tells her nobody's killing anybody. Trini and Scorpina then argue over the sentries as Scorpina claimed they're hers. Despite the dark world the story is set in, it's also a bit funny because of this crazy alliance. Brett manages to take a shot at Kimberly before he gets restrained by Adam. Fortunately, the new armour that Kimberly's wearing protected her. Scorpina asks Kimberly if she should end Brett's life there or take him outside the city limits. Trini says Brett was just stressed out and they should forget the whole thing. Brett speaks for himself and wants to see if Kimberly is still the Ranger Slayer. He says she's Drakkon by another name. Kimberly doesn't want to be a Drakkon and asks Adam and Scorpina what Drakkon would have done to those who committed smaller offences. Adam tells her they would have been thrown in the deadlock. It's an impenetrable prison, fortified by an army of robot sentries. Kimberly decided to go and break in to free the prisoners. She's doing this to prove to everybody that Kimberly is no longer the Ranger Slayer and that she is certainly not Drakkon. Now, in Ranger Slayer, Scorpina was depicted as a no-nonsense commander. In this, she's got a bit of a comic relief role. Earlier she simply addressed Adam as a sentry, and here she calls him Alan. In some ways it's kind of insulting to the original Scorpina, but strangely, it works. It's just a bit of fun. Anyway, Kimberly's team breaks into the prison, and straight away, Kimberly feels Drakkon's presence, the way this prison is fortified. While dodging one of the robot sentries, Kimberly lands on the ground, but a crack opens and she falls into some kind of hallway. Outside communication is almost completely cut off, so she realises that this section was built by Drakkon himself. Kimberly comes across something very dangerous and very hurt. Remember the Black Dragon Sword from the early comics? Turned out the Zord was built by Drakkon's prisoners. A member of the Coinless accidentally shoots at Adam, but misses his body as Scorpina managed to impale her weapon on the gun. Adam thanks Scorpina, but she said she saved his life so she can own him. Adam says he's kind of okay with that. I guess this is like a subtle reference to the original TV series where Scorpina's human disguised counterpart, Sabrina, asked Adam out to the dance. Trini and Zack free the prisoners, but they think it's a trick and they go and fight Zack and Trini instead. Unfortunately for them, they have to fight back, and they wish they still had their morphers. Now, back to Kimberly. She breaks into Drakkon's secret room and finds something resembling a ranger suit, but with restraints around it. It's more like a prisoner held within a ranger-looking suit of armour. Going back to the other prisoners now, they've been freed while some got knocked out. Trini checks up on Kimberly, and even though communications are still a bit weak, she hears that Kimberly is looking into something personal. Zack really hates the sound of that. We then see Kimberly pushing a button to release the prisoner in Drakkon's secret room. He wanted to be left there, and once freed, he starts to fight Kimberly instead. Kimberly tells him that Drakkon thought he was important enough to be locked up, so Kimberly is taking him with her. During the fight, Kimberly deduces that this person is a victim, and he can obviously fight, and dangerous or not, she can't leave him behind. Kimberly delivers a kick to the prisoner's head to knock him out. She is then able to carry him out as she meets back up with the rest of the team. Once out, they see the Deadlock's advanced communications array power up. They'll try to trace the signal. Everyone then leaves the Deadlock and heads on home. The Coinless were happy to see the prisoners brought home, but then they saw the prisoner in the metal suit and everyone became anxious. Even Scorpina has reservations. Adam tries speaking up for Scorpina, but she calls him Aaron, so more comic relief as she forgets names much like Dane did in Necessary Evil. Now, apparently it's difficult to release the prisoner from the suit, but Kimberly's best man is on it. In the meantime, she asks who the prisoner is, but he doesn't know. He is, however, able to recount what happened. The suit was constructed around the prisoner, and when complete, he breaks free of the restraints and goes to fight Drakkon. He says Drakkon is going down. Drakkon says that's what he's missed. Now, we were led to believe that Jason was killed by Drakkon when he stole the White Ranger powers when Jason was meant to get his upgrade. But is it possible he wasn't killed and he is the prisoner in the suit? I think it's possible, as we never really saw Jason dead. Kimberly said that the prisoner could fight. Jason could fight. Kimberly thought it was a ranger suit at first. It's not a ranger suit, but the design of the helmet certainly resembles a ranger helmet. Is this Jason without memories of who he was before? It looks like the prisoner is able to put up a fight against Drakkon, and even comes close to defeating him. But then, Drakkon pushes a button and the prisoner receives a shock, and collapses. Drakkon told the prisoner that he'll conquer the multiverse, and he made the prisoner watch it happen. After each battle, he returned to the prisoner to ask how he would stop him. He resisted at first, so Drakkon kept pushing the button on his suit to deliver a shock to the prisoner. As time went on, the prisoner started to answer Drakkon, and he begins to tell him how he would stop him. As he tells Drakkon of his battle plans, it's beginning to sound more and more like a leader, as if it is Jason underneath that suit. The good thing is, this is only a limited series with just 3 issues. So we know we shouldn't have to wait much longer to find out who the prisoner actually is. For now, we just know that he was kept by Drakkon as a trophy. Zack asks Adam why he became one of Drakkon's sentries in the first place. He tells him he had a wife and a child. Both were so sick, Drakkon said they'd be taken care of. Adam emphasizes that he had a wife and child, so it sounds like they're dead now. The prisoner finishes telling Kimberly his story and asks for hers, but she tells him it doesn't work that way. She says he's free from the deadlock, which makes the prisoner go mad again. She gets Finster 5 to activate the restraining field. Finster then tells Kimberly that the satellite from the deadlock was broadcasting a transmission into space. That transmission was a message sent to the furthest reaches of the Andromeda Galaxy. Only 3 words made up that message: "It's all yours." And we end the issue with the sight of some Quantrons from Power Rangers in space, as well as someone that looks like a Clipter. Is it a Clipter, or someone who looks like him? This is certainly quite the twist, and not what I expected to see. For the first issue, I'd say this is a promising opener to this limited series. Despite the title, the focus isn't really on Drakkon at all. It's more about Drakkon's world than the actual character. Despite this being a dark story, it has its funny moments like Scorpina misremembering Adam's name, and the ongoing tension between Scorpina and Kimberly and the Coinless. I want to know who the prisoner is, and will Scorpina and Adam get together? I think if they did, it'd be fun as a reference to the feelings Adam had for Sabrina in the original TV series. At the same time, it might not be good because Scorpina's evil. I guess if it happens, it depends on how well executed it is.